Hello, welcome to this PriceAJob tutorial series on how to create a custom module in PriceAJob. In this video, we'll discuss how to add images to the custom module Sketch Pane. In previous videos, we discussed how to add resources and descriptions to a custom module. Now it's time to add some images for visual reference. Currently we have two stages, a shed stage and a decorating stage, but we don't actually have a main stage set up, which is important because the main stage is used for images or permanent components not to be removed. And the main difference is that a main stage doesn't have a checkmark box beside it to be deselected. So to add a main stage, let's click Add Stage. And we could create new here or just choose from library. So let's choose from the library here and let's select Main Stage. And now the main stage has been created, and as you can see, it does not have a checkbox beside it to make it deselectable. But now that we have a main stage, we can start adding images to our sketch pane. So to do that, let's enter Edit Mode here by selecting Edit Mode under Main Setup. And our interface highlights in yellow to let us know that we're in edit mode. And then here we can access the main stage menu by clicking these three lines. And what we want to do is edit stage. And this opens the edit stage window. And there's a variety of functions that we can do here, including the stage mount, visibility, dynamic variables, and images. And it's the images that we're most concerned with now. So we'll click the images tab and then select plus add image. And these are in the form of layers. So we'll select layers here. And we can add as many layers as we want. And using transparencies, these can create a composite image in our sketch pane. So to add a layer, we'll click the pen icon here under the action column, and then add a new layer. And then for the layer, we can assign an image by clicking this icon here for Add Icon. And we can choose an icon from the PriceAJob library here, or we can choose an image from our local system. So I'll select this image of a garden shed, and then we can save and apply. And let's just close our window here to see our new image here in the sketch pane. But I'd like to overlay another layer on top of this one. So let's go back to the main stage here and select Edit Stage and go back to the Images tab. And here's the first image that we already added. So I'm going to click the action icon here to edit the image that we already added. And I'm going to add a new layer. So I'll click Add New, and here's the new layer. So I'm going to click Add Icon. And I'm going to search from my computer and add the next layer. And then save and apply. And now when we close our window, we can see that the new layer has been added on top of our original layer. And we can have as many of these transparencies overlapping as we wish. Let's add another sketch. We'll go back to our main stage, select the actions icon to edit stage, go back to images, and we'll add a new image this time, another layer, and click the edit action here. And then we can add new and select an icon. And again, we'll choose from our device. And here is another shed image that we can include and save and apply and close. And now you'll see in our sketch pane that we actually have part 1 and part 2 for two different sketches. So the part 1 has two layers, our original shed plus the dimensions layer that we added as a transparency. And part 2 is a second image of a shed. And we could add any images to these, as many as we like. Across the top here we'll have tabs. And we could add images of the interior, the exterior. We could do close-ups, we could do alternates, we could have lists or reminders or anything we want. And we can also reorder the tabs. So right now we have part 1 and part 2. So let's go back to the main stage, edit stage, back to images. And here we have their position. So right now we have part 1 and part 2. We can assign their positions. We can put part 1 in position 1 and leave part 2 in position 0. And what that will do is reorder our tabs so that part 2 is now first and part 1 is now second. So let's go back to our edit stage and reorder those. Go back to images, and we will, for clarity, just change part 2 to position 2 and save and apply. And that puts us back into the same order again. And we might want to give these tabs more descriptive titles. So let's go back to the main stage, edit stage again, back to the images tab. And now instead of calling this part 1, let's retitle this one Shed 1. And let's retitle this one Shed 2 and save and apply. And now our tabs are properly labeled. And we can exit our edit mode here. And the sketch pane is resizable, so we can stretch this to whatever size we want, and we can go to full screen if we want to get a better view for our reference, and minimize this back to its regular size again. And that's how to add images to a custom module sketch pane. In the next tutorial, we'll discuss how to save a custom module as a reusable template. Thank you for using PriceAJob.